We finally got the gameplay trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 the other day, and there was a lot shown in the trailer, from the cameo fighters to obviously the gameplay, but also even some story details, so we're going to go through all of that in today's video. Honestly, I thought the trailer looked really good in terms of graphics, which is obvious because of the generational jump from the last generation's consoles to the current generation of consoles. But I've seen a lot of people complain it didn't look good, and to those people I say, it really hasn't been that long since they finished up with Mortal Kombat 11, and I don't think there should be that much of a difference, and it looks great anyways, and this has happened with every NetherRealm game, and it's fixed before release every time. But that's not the point of this video. Before we get started, make sure to, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out some of my other videos. And if there's anything you want to see me cover in a video, let me know down in the comments below. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to cover in this video will obviously be the gameplay, since that's what I assume most of you came for. So the gameplay we see in the trailer actually seems to let you make your own combos. Honestly, that was a problem I had with Mortal Kombat 11 that I never really talked about, but it's like Mortal Kombat 11 didn't really give you a lot of variety for your combos and didn't really give you the opportunity to make your own. Long combos are back. Aerial combat for Mortal Kombat Armageddon is back, which I don't think anyone expected for that to return, and it'll be interesting to see how that will work in the game, because in Armageddon, at least for me and a few of my friends, most people just played like normal and didn't use the aerial combat, and on the off chance it ended up happening, most would just realize when the opportunity had passed. Meterless pop-ups are here, which is so relieving for me. I hate having to sacrifice meter or bar in Mortal Kombat 11's case just to do my combos. Also, we know that crushing blows are coming back, which I am so happy about. One thing I want to talk about in this trailer is Kung Lao. When you watch his gameplay, it just looks like regular Kung Lao, but he doesn't have his hat, which I don't know how much that'll impact or change his gameplay, whether it be better or for worse. And if you look at Scorpion's spear in the game, it's actually a rope dart again, and I think this is the first time it's actually been a rope dart instead of the chained kunai since like Mortal Kombat vs DC in 2008. The new stages look so good, by the way, and I don't think that the stage interactables are going to return, because I feel they would have obviously displayed that in the gameplay trailer. The living forest is actually returning finally, but the trees don't look as scary as they should, in my opinion. Scorpion and Liu Kang fight in that one Overwatch stage. There's a bar stage where Scorpion and Sub-Zero fought Kung Lao and Raiden in the trailer, and then Raiden is in a Wuxi Academy stage as well. Also, there's a stage of Johnny Cage's mansion. And finally, Mileena and Kitana are in this stage that looks like it's from Raid Shadow Legends. And by the way, Mileena's voice actor's performance is so goofy, I'm sorry. I don't think that the stage fatalities will return, and I don't know why I think that, I just do think that. Also, we know that brutalities are returning since Kenshi's one was recently shown on his Twitter. Also, I'm just adding this in now. I know this really doesn't have a lot to do with gameplay, but the crypt has been confirmed that it's not coming back, which is frustrating since I really do love the crypt, but we'll just have to wait and see what they do instead for the unlockables. So what I've been saying since my cameo fighters, link in the description, it's seemingly been basically confirmed that the cameo fighters will work like how the assists work in Mortal Kombat 11, but with a few changes. So it's like a second roster, which I said, and all the characters are in their very first design they ever had, which is honestly really cool since we get to see classic designs that never really get to come back. Designs like Mortal Kombat 2 Kung Lao, Human Arms Mortal Kombat 2 Jax, and Mortal Kombat 3 Paul Blart Mall Cop Stryker. I'm so happy Stryker is back in some capacity, and as much as I prefer him to be a normal playable character at least we're getting him back somehow, thankfully. The only character that isn't in his original design is Goro, and that is so frustrating. He's in this boring ass armor that looks like it came from Mortal Kombat 11, and why is he so short? Goro should be towering over all of them. Why is he like a midget? The cameo fighters also are going to be the breakers of the game, which I think is a really good idea, honestly, and I kind of prefer this than just regular breakers. You can also combo off of the cameo fighters, which is really cool to me. Cameo fighters also have their own grabs, which thankfully isn't replacing regular throws. I don't know why I was worried about that, honestly. But the problem I've had with the cameo fighters still seems to be present, and that's what I talked about in my video about cameo fighters, so watch that if you want to know why I'm concerned. So this gameplay mechanic looks like it's going to be a big part of the game, which they did say on Twitter. And another problem I have that only came up recently, and there's no separate regular 1v1 mode, which I am worried about. So on the classic towers, it'll all be cameo fighters with the guy you're fighting. They also have their own fatalities, and it's all their classic fatalities that they originally had, which is really cool. Like Kano has his heart rips, Sub-Zero has the spine rip, and Jax has his Mortal Kombat 3 fatality where he becomes a giant and steps down the opponent. Also, the super moves are back, and they're X-rays. X-rays are finally coming back, and they share from your main character and the cameo fighter. They both do it together. I am still worried about this cameo fighter thing, and it does get me wishing we just got tag team, but I'll have to wait and see to play it myself, and hopefully, and I have no doubt that NetherRealm will do a great job in this. So we've actually gotten a lot of story detail in this gameplay trailer, ironically. Obviously, we know some of the characters that'll be in the roster. So far, we know that Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Fire God Liu Kang, Kitana, Mileena, Kung Lao, Unblind Kenshi, Johnny Cage, and Human Raiden are all going to be in the game playable as normal characters. So we're getting Human Raiden, which is an interesting decision that I've seen a lot of people really wanting to see for a long time. He still has his thunder powers and gameplay, which is a good idea to let him keep those because I feel his gameplay would be boring as hell without it. It seems he might be going back to his original Mortal Kombat 1 characterization where he's arrogant and cocky, which is what Kenshi says to him before the gameplay is shown. I've always had a bit of a mixed opinion about the idea of Human Raiden and God Liu Kang where the roles are reversed. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but at the same time I'm not sure how well it'll be executed. Throughout the cutscenes of the trailer, it seems Liu Kang is gathering all the warriors since he sent Scorpion and Sub-Zero to ambush Kung Lao and Raiden as some kind of test. Then he sends Kenshi to Johnny Cage's house to ambush him, and he recruits Johnny after that. Also, Johnny being a successful actor is something we never really get to see. And also,
double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
And the Great Kung Lao seems to have just disappeared. Like, he was shown at the end of Aftermath, clearly setting up the next game would be about him, presumably, and he hasn't even been shown. I mean, the Aftermath ending showed that he implied that he'd be an important character. He hasn't even been shown in the gameplay trailer. He wasn't shown in the reveal trailer. So is this another case of NetherRealm not following up what they set up in the previous game? I really hope not. And also the last thing, Sub-Zero is actually Bi-Han. I've always wanted to see Bi-Han come back in some way, and he's finally back. We've never really seen him outside of Mortal Kombat 1 and Mythologies, and it's so upsetting because we as Mortal Kombat fans kind of do have to accept the fact Sub-Zero Mythologies will never be like adapted into a movie or anything, or never be remastered as a game, which is really upsetting, and that is actually a really good video idea now I think about it. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a video about that. One thing I hope they don't do with Bi-Han is change his characterization. Bi-Han is not a hero, he's not a good person. Yeah, he fights in the side of good, but this guy's an asshole, he's brutal, he's menacing, he's a menacing assassin that doesn't care what anyone else feels. I just hope they don't change that characterization. Then also, there's this one scene with Kitana and Mileena, but I don't really have a lot to say about it. I wonder how Kenshi will be blinded in this game. If that's something you guys would want to see in a video, let me know down in the comments below. Will it be Shang Tsung again this time? Will it be something else? Could Reptile blind him with his acid? We'll just have to find out. So that's about it. Tell me what you guys think of the gameplay trailer down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to go check out some of my other videos. If there's anything you wanted to see me cover in a video, let me know down in the comments below, and if I make a video about it, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you.